Welcome to the first inaugural show of the Business Blast with Michael and Greg from Get a Grip on Lighting. This show and all subsequent shows for the next couple of months of the Business Blast are brought to you by Satco. Go to satco.com. Greggy, satco.com.
Satco, one of the most full line lighting manufacturers
Woo.
out there. When I say full line, I mean it, man. You've got light bulbs, you've got fixtures,
Woo.
you've got sockets, you've got parts, you've got components. If you need anything with lighting, Satco has it, and that's what's great about them.
Satco.com, baby. So, Greg, when we went to France there a couple weeks ago to check out the Li-Fi show, we did a little detour with our wives into the French countryside of Bordeaux, and I'm going to write an article for Lighthead magazine on this, but there were some interesting things we saw at that chateau that we stayed at, and one of them was the depth that the apparently the soil is not of high quality, so the grapevines have to grow their roots like 40 or 50 feet into the ground, and the wine from those grapevines is more expensive than the wine where the grapevines haven't grown down, the roots haven't grown down that much. And I kind of felt like there's something to that, having roots in a business. And, we talked about it a lot, but and then the next thing we saw was when they showed us how that they make the barrels at that vineyard. So they actually make their own barrels, and it's a process that's hundreds and hundreds of years old that doesn't use any glue or nails. And I was sitting back and thinking about North American business practices, about focusing on your core competency, and about doing what you do best, and then outsourcing other things, and then just some other things that we've been doing recently with Nailed. And I was thinking there's something that maybe that strategy has gone too far.
In terms of with people that are focusing only on one thing.
Yeah, not just focusing on core competency, but like it seems like a lot of businesses are not complete in terms of what they're offering to their clients, right? And then you go to this 650-year-old vineyard, and these guys make their own wine barrels, and they got their special kind of grapes that go down, and they're taking things. Now, they don't make their own wine bottles, but the wine bottle doesn't contribute anything to the wine, but the barrel does. And so they have these different processes in place at this vineyard, and it's like, I feel like in America, there wouldn't be a vineyard that made its own barrels.
They're offering the complete package. And when you said complete, that's the word that got me, because I think of my business success that I've had, and I'm not all that special, but I've done okay in lighting and pretty good. And it's because we offer a complete package. And really, you're not just selling lighting and then letting everybody else handle everything else. You're selling the lighting, you're selling the service, you're selling the after service, you're selling the warranties, everything that goes along with it. So you're offering a complete package. And so I totally understand what you're saying there. And in terms of this winery that is going to make their barrels to put their wine in, so that they own the process. They own it from start to finish.
Yeah.
And I think that's very important right now. And I think that's why maybe a lot of the businesses in lighting that have gone away are failing, is because they don't own the process. They don't own it completely. They're just dabbing into it and not really getting into it, digging their roots, letting their roots grow into it. And I think that's important. There's a lot of new lighting companies out there, and they might have success, but there's a lot of old ones too. And those old ones have deep roots that can really grow and do something special with.
And the wine is worth more if the roots are deep, right? There's like something there, and the making of their own barrels. And I haven't totally figured out what all this means to me, but you're looking at a business, like they've harvested the grapes and produced wine in that chateau for 652 consecutive years?
Crazy.
Like, that's an old businessman.
Yeah, it is.
Like that's older than France as a nation. Like it goes back to, remember, Bordeaux was owned by England, and they're still harvesting the grapes and making the wine. And then Bordeaux goes back to being part of France, and they're still making the grapes and selling the wine. And so there's something to knowing what the value is, what your customer is actually buying from you, and then growing those roots in that business really deep that helps you survive world wars, the 100 Years' War, changes in government, and all this kind of stuff. And I think, North America and Canada and these countries could use a little bit more of that, where you establish yourself in a business, you commit to it, and you learn all the components that there is in delivering value to the customer in that business, and that's what helps you survive. That's what makes you in it for the long term.
You offer the complete package. I think that's what it hit me with. Get that going.
Thank you for listening to the first Business Blast on the lightsedmag.com. This show is brought to you by Satco. Go to satco.com, baby, satco.com.
Hey, speaking of deep roots, they've been founded in 1966. I had to do the math there, but that's over 50 years in the lighting industry, and they offer everything. I'm going to call them the most complete lighting manufacturer out there.
They got to be one of them, you know. I mean, they have their website is full of different kinds of light bulbs, man, and they have every color, every shape, all that kind of stuff. So, satco.com, folks, and then we're going to talk more about the type of things they offer on our show and other places as well. But go to satco.com, and for right now, thanks for listening.